She's been going on her way round. Go see her. Not enough about
Right, you lot, simmer down. Let's get us out of the way. This is supposed to be the 5 most uncomfortable minutes of Luke's life. I guess it's only fair that I give him 5 uncomfortable minutes because he's going to give Gemma the same later on. Sorry in advance, Gemma. Just to steal a line of Luke's, just close your eyes, it'll all be over before you know it. I apologise in advance to anyone who likes traditional, long, boring speeches. This isn't going to be one of them.
Good.
I'm not saying it's going to be good, but it's not going to be one of them. I am Will Soden, for those of you who don't know me. I am best man number 1. This gentleman to my right is best man A. Just no context. The specimen over there is half the reason I'm here, the whole reason you're all here. Luke is genuinely a standout character, especially in his family. Both his generous build and his brown hair are in stark contrast to the well-built gingers that are around him. As his friends, most of us have concluded that he's either adopted or Bridget was tipping the milkman all the We couldn't find the milkman, however. We did look. But Graham, as he has done for 26 years, is happy to stand in his place. Sorry, Graham. You may all know Luke as a tubby, lovable character, akin to Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones, or Gus the Mouse from Cinderella. But he does have so many more talents. I have taken out a lot of fat jokes from this. He's naturally talented and was, in many ways, rugby, being lazy, teaching, turning lesbian straight, donating clothes to friends so they could fall, an incredible drinker, and so much more. Good luck explaining a couple of those. If you do end up arguing about any of those, just remember that Luke, Gemma is going to turn out to be and look like her mother. So you've done fucking well. Now that I've upset everyone on this table, I have to be sincere. Luke is genuinely one of the best people that I've ever known. There are not many people that can have the circle of friends in front of him and the friends around him that would step in front of buses, take bullets, and take it with sincerity. He is the most standout guy that I've known, and I've known him since I was a wee lass, and he is absolutely brilliant. Gemma is lucky to be with him, and he is incredibly lucky to be with Gemma. And that's me being sincere, and that's the only sincere bit. So I would like everyone to stand with me, by the way, to raise a toast to a few things. Firstly, I'd like to raise a toast to the bridesmaids, looking gorgeous and doing an incredible job of keeping Gemma calm this morning and today. Secondly, I'd like to toast the family, and especially the close family, that have pretty much provided this whole evening and afternoon for you guys. As much as Luke and Gemma will pretend that they made everything, arts and farts and teachers, the family and parents have been there for the whole time, so to the family. Not that I'm trying to get you all drunk. Finally, to Luke and Gemma themselves, for an incredible day and an incredible couple. To Luke and Gemma. Thank you very much, guys. That was Kane. I'm quite grateful. Right. Right then.
Now, this is where my biggest grab is going to come today. Now, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for being here. Like, the fact that you're here means that you mean so much to us, and that you've played a part in our lives so much. And I think it's through university, through school, and through as friends now. I think it's the main thing that you are here to celebrate with us. It means the world to us. And from myself, I'd like to thank Paul and Andrea, Gemma's parents, for accepting me into their family, having those afternoons in the rain, playing Articulate, all those sorts of things. And the roast dinners, the vegetarian meal on the first night. It's just been a fantastic experience, and I'm looking forward to continue that into the future. And it's just a family that I'm exceptionally pleased to be a part of. And also bringing up such a wonderful daughter, obviously. It's helped me out. And on behalf of us, I'd like to thank my parents as well, but it's on behalf of us as well. So I'd like to thank my parents for being so supportive through our relationship as well, and offering that support whenever we needed it. Living so close has been quite helpful. There's always a place to go if there's something wrong, or there's something needs help. Or last night when I leave a handkerchief in the car at Deer Park and someone needs to come and get it for me. My car's here. And leaning on to the best man and the bridesmaids for fantastic. Our hen do's and the stag do. There were some memories that I'm sure both of us will remember for the rest of our lives, and things that we might want to forget. EMT. So, it's not that bad. With the thank yous out of the way, I just obviously, as the night goes on, I can't thank you all enough for being here. But basically, my speech, I want to think about the way that our relationship has kind of panned out, and how it's gone, in my eyes, at an exceptional rate, but for all the good reasons. And I want to take us back to the first day we met, and there was a little bit of crowd participation at some point, but nothing too much. Don't worry, it's all about which table you're sat on. So, okay, so take us back to when we first met, and I remember going into. I was working at Clisty. Yeah. That's about it. So we started into Clisty, and I get told by the class teacher at the time that we got a teacher trainer, a trainee teacher coming in, and I was thinking, okay, I know I've worked with some before, and it's been a bit strange, but then Gemma turned up, and that was quite a happy note, but quite awkward. But we kind of just went along with our jobs without really worrying, and as time went on, we got each other's numbers, and that kind of went from there. And you kind of just net up every now and again, nothing really too much. Now, it was all until Gemma's birthday, when I got invited out for her birthday. Now, big shout out to Kieran.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Kieran was the only person that would go with me to Exeter. To timepiece, and we had our first kiss. Now, it wasn't that cute. She was on the floor. That was very good. But how did you end up on the floor? You ended up on the floor, didn't you? Singing Trouble? And so that was how, and then we continued, we didn't really, the first kiss happened, then we just continued as back to normal. It was and then all of a sudden, round about the time of my birthday, we ended up meeting a bit more, and we started the cover-up. We basically started going out. Somehow it just happened. It was just one of those things. It's just one of those things that you can't put a date to it. It just happened. And we had a 3-month cover-up. We were telling children they didn't see us in town. We were telling staff that we're not going out. We're not a couple. We're not. And it was. I don't know. It was one of those things at work. It was the hardest thing to do. It was probably ignoring each other in school. It was pretty hard. Now, then. And then let's lead on to the story that we kind of said we weren't going to mention, but one that Gemma will want to forget for a long time, but it was the moment we went to Tintagel, and a lot of you will know about it.
Don't go where.
And, despite Gemma having a bout of sickness from some slight seafood, it was the moment that I realised that I loved spending time with her and how it was. I liked care. I had this caring side, and I liked looking after her, and I got a double breakfast in the morning.
She must be the one.
And eat it for yourself.
And then from then, our relationship just moved at an exceptional rate. We decided to move into our first house together after 6 months of going out, and that was the excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. He's an excellent stuff. Okay.
Round, it's you, I think. Expert stuff.
And when we were at Exminster,
Tell us these things.
yeah. And when we were at Exminster, I decided that it was time that I wanted to make Gemma my wife, and I went out with my mum, brought the ring, and then it was I took the opportunity, and I thought, I'm going to ask Paul and Andrea for Gemma's hand in marriage. Now, this was probably the most nerve-wracking day of my life, because Andrea does not look at her phone. And when I texted her, asking her at 9 o'clock, are you free tomorrow, because I'd like to come over and ask you something, didn't get a reply until about 9 o'clock. Now, I was sat at work, that was quite good, that's quick. But, so it came to the day, I got a reply, they said yes. Obviously, I was trying to lead it on, I wasn't going to go there straight with I want to ask this. I was trying to get them to guess it before I got there to make it hassle. And on the way, there I was, and on the radio, and I needed a bit of courage, I was a bit nervous, and on the radio, this is where there's a few song lyrics. Now, I'm not singing them. Now, there's a song.
Karaoke, baby.
Yeah. Now, and on the radio came the song by Magic, sung by Rude, and it went along the lines of, can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, say yes, say yes. Tough luck, my friend, but the answer is no. Why have you got to be so rude? I'm going to marry her anyway. Now, armed with this, and cakes, because that's the best thing, I went and asked the question and they said yes, and that was the moment that...
That's your fault.
And then, so on the 17th of August last year, we went off to Fingal Bridge for breakfast. And I proposed to Gemma, and she said yes. And then that has basically that was it. I was ready. And we started about planning our wedding. And then we decided then to move to our second home because we got chucked out of that one. And that was to Plymouth. And we carried on planning our dream wedding, and here Gemma would say I'm not like every man, and I kind of wanted to be at the forefront of everything wedding. I did turn into bridezilla, I would say groomzilla, but yeah, there was a time when I didn't think the invitations were going to go out, so they were. It was all planned. Gemma had it all planned in her mind, and I believe that. I believe that. And then recently we finally moved into our new home in Dawlish, where obviously this is where a shout out goes to our parents and grandparents, where they've helped us create our family, or where hopefully in the future we would like to start our family. And this is where relates to the Browns, but every time I go over to their house, they get, or Lewis, I feel for you sometimes, you get interrogated about your 5-year plan. What do you need? What's going to happen in 5 years? What is going to do? And he's the only boy, so I feel sorry for him sometimes. Now, I've always snuck away from this. I've kind of said, nah, I don't really have one. But I want to put it out here now that my 5-year plan has well and truly started. It is, I have got the perfect home, I've got the perfect family, and now I've got the perfect wife. Now, and then hopefully that continue into the long future. That's the thing. Yeah. And Gemma is amazing company. She is everything we do, we have a laugh, we do have a few bickers every now and again, but it always results in a joke or we sort it out. Neither of us can let a big That's what okay. So, and this is what I'm looking forward to the rest of our lives and the way that we are going to continue this, and I can't wait to go through that every journey with you and be part of your life as well. Okay. So, and the final thing I'd like to do is I'd like everyone to stand and raise your glass and for the wedding at Kenton. And thank you all for being here.
Yes.
Right, okay, John. I've been waiting for this for 23 years. It's a short one. So.
I'm 24.
First year, but, that's what comes of being locked in a house 48 hours before stay. I never thought this was part of the wedding plan with the bridesmaids. So I'm really relieved to be here today. I've learned more about what you can do with a razor, Brazilians, deep trends. I'm the expert now, if you want to see me after. But seriously, it's great to see, it's great to be here today, actually, with family and friends, with Gemma and Luke. Everyone's travelled different distances. We've got Colin and Chris who have come from the United States, the western coast of the United States. So, Gemma's friends from the past and from school and from, Anyway, before I go to the scripted bit, I just want to say, this is, I have to say, Gemma, you look absolutely beautiful today. You too, Luke, you look fabulous. Andrea and I would like to take this opportunity to officially welcome you into the Brown family as well. You look stunning as well, Andrea, I have to say that. On the rest of the evening, can I just have a quick toast for the bride and groom at the start of my talk here, just to get Okay. Now I just wanted to keep this brief. The eyes and the memory are going a little bit, so just a couple of notes.
Using props, I didn't know you could do that.
Just about with this girl. Okay, and I thought, well, how can I do this with, sort of feeling some memories of Gemma, some memories and anecdotes that kind of go together with her personality. So I thought the obvious place to start that everybody can relate to is the dizzy blonde. Okay, there are too many stories to tell about Gemma over the years. We could go on all night. We'll tell probably some later on as well. I think there was one leading up to the wedding as well.
Miniature roses.
The one I picked out is, to reflect part of that for personality, is what's become known as the Woodlands Slide incident.
Oh, God.
Gemma was working as an activities leader for the international school in Sidmouth. Picture the scene now, okay? We've got teenagers, international students, a drop slide, and G wearing leggings.
And a t-shirt.
And a t-shirt. But despite, all the education over the years, the idea of sack and friction and going down the drop slide and socks, you look past Gemma by. Anyway, she launched herself down the drop slide. A large rip in her
It was a burn.
split the leggings in her bottom. But unfortunately for Gemma, a hoodie was passed to her by a friend, and she sort of shuffled away, embarrassed, covered up, okay, and headed for the cafe. The only trouble is, the only thing she could do whilst the activities continued is she had a Kindle with her, and the only book that she had on her Kindle was 50 Shades of Grey. So she was left in the cafe wondering about what might the headlines be. This newly qualified teacher, or this trainee teacher at the time, teacher and 50 Shades fan reveals all on drops. Unfortunately, she escaped that incident without further embarrassment. But her sense of direction and her place in the world has also been questioned, hasn't it, Gems, over the years? Sort of,
This is Wales, isn't it?
There was one incident in, we were on a skiing holiday, family skiing holiday in La Houche in France, and Gemma was there, picture the scene, very good skier, earphones in, away with the fairies, skiing down the mountains, and it was the last run of the day. Family went left, Gemma went right. No idea about this until she got to the bottom and spoke to the lift attendant, and I think you asked,
Can I get back up?
where can I get back? And he said, where? You had
Said
no
no,
idea
it's
where
close.
you were staying. No idea. So she's on this mountain, and no idea where she's staying. So at which point, she takes her skis off and trudges around the edge of the mountain, passing hotel after hotel, thinking, crying, hoping that that she'd recognise where she was staying. Only her grand plan was that she would get a night at the hotel by offering to do the washing up at the hotel. For those of you that have experienced Gemma's washing up, anyway, he appeared some time later, bedraggled, exhausted, and relieved. Okay, but that questionable sense of direction was confirmed, I think, wasn't it? I think it was to Danny on a walk home from school one day, whilst doing really well at geography at school. He declared to Danny that Wales, the country Wales, is an island.
Across the water.
I don't think so. So why was that? Well, because you cross the water over a bridge, it's got to be an island. So you've got the picture now. You can begin to see now. At this point, I did have a full head of dark hair. If you check out some of the photos. So we've got dizzy blonde, okay, sense of direction, and the first of my children that I've got to teach to drive.
Oh God, don't stop.
Just picture that scene now. So. Yeah, we learned to drive in Taunton, didn't we, Gemma?
Yeah.
And I thought I knew Taunton really well until I taught Gemma to drive there. We went up some streets that I never really visited in Taunton. But there was one incident when the whole family were in the car. You were just getting ready for a test. We came up to a blind stop junction. Imagine Gemma's in the car there. We thought, phew, she's stopped now. Without warning, she got the brake and the accelerator mixed up. She shot across the road with this driver coming towards her with his eyes bulging out. There was colourful language flowing from the back of the car. And Gemma's exact words were, do you remember that, Gemma?